Batman issue 111, James Tynion the fourth, and Jorge Menez, of course, on the art. We're really ramping up to Fear State now. We had the big cliffhanger last issue of Peacekeeper 1 coming into the Insanity Collective, putting them all in danger, Miracle Molly included. That's kind of where we pick things off. Not including, of course, the opening Scarecrow tease with Batman, as we've had in all these issues. But
every damn issue with horrible lettering.
I have no problem.
I'm dreading whether it's next issue or the one after. I think it'll probably be next issue. I'm dreading a full issue of this lettering.
I don't really have any problem with the lettering that much, but that's whatever. So I had a lot of fun with this actually. I think it's done a good job of ramping up to a big event feeling thing. It did the classic transition cliffhanger, if you want to call it that. Basically, to use another Batman example, when Batman Begins, where Loeb says to Gordon over the radio, "There's no one left to send in." Cut, and then immediately the Batmobile just flies across the river into the city, or into the Narrows, I should say. That's basically what happens here, where someone says there's no one left to save us. Cut to a full 2-page spread of Batman and his buddies coming through the window. Do that classic moment, but which is not a complaint. If I'm into the story, I get pumped for that.
Yeah, it's fun, and this is different because it's Batman and Co.
Yes, it's Batman and Ghostmaker and Harley, which is kind of an odd trio, but it's fine. And I also dig that we get a little sense of some of these Insanity Collective members, because we know they've been augmenting themselves with like devices and powers and things like that. So it's kind of nice to get a little showcase of what some of them can do. The little girl's got essentially a Black Canary-esque device around her throat, which I assume
not too dissimilar to what Canary actually had for that years-long period where she was powerless.
Yeah, probably similar. And they use that to great effect. Obviously Miracle Molly's got her fancy eye. I think they did something really neat here where they're running from Peacekeeper 1 and out comes Breaker, the big, bulky, Bane-sized looking dude that they've got on their team. And I thought it was really neat here is that within like a page they go, okay, I think the little girl says, "Is Breaker going to be okay?" And she's like, "Oh, he's got strength modifiers. If anyone can keep Peacekeeper down, it'll be him." And I immediately felt sympathetic because I knew he was going to lose. Like it kind of smartly immediately just made me feel sympathetic for the big guy, because I'm like, he's going to put up a fight, he's going to do the best he can, he's going to buy them time to get out, but he's going to lose. And
the panel where we finally see that, because it's not straight away, it's probably like 5 or 6 pages later. It's a brutal like punch to the jaw, and the way Jimenez draws it, the blood coming out of the mouth. Oh, it looks great.
Yeah. And throughout all this, while they're running away, the smaller one gets shot. It's like, oh shit, we need help. We need to do, and that's where we have the cliffhanger moment where it's like, who's left to save us? And in comes Batman. I will say there was actually a joke here that I don't quite get.
Which one?
And maybe I'm just overthinking it, but so Harley refers to them as the Bat family, right? And then later in the one of the panels, she sort of reiterates this. It says, "Come on, that was funny. Bat family, get it?" And maybe I'm overthinking this, but what's the joke?
Because she's swinging a baseball bat.
That's the joke? Okay.
Yeah, that's her Bat family.
I thought I thought it was trying to get a, like, because we obviously always refer to them as the Bat family anyway. Batman's group, but I thought it was like meant to be like a meta thing where
no, because she's her line's like, you don't mess with the Bat family unless you want to get hit with an effing bat.
Okay, I was overthinking it, but
yeah. I'm not saying it was a good joke, and I think that's kind of the point. Is no one reacts. But,
yeah, it's a shit joke, but
yeah.
So as this is all going down, Oracle's like monitoring everything, and the mayor's starting to like make sure like Batman's being blamed and being seen to be working with who they're painting as the terrorists of the city, which is the Insanity Collective. And Batman gets to make this choice where he can stay and fight and maybe take down Peacekeeper, but he has to evacuate all the people, and he has to make the sort of the heroic choice of like not doing the fight. So it has this great sort of standoff moment where he turns back as they're flying away, and the and it's not even the Batplane, it's Ghostmaker's thing. And he sort of looks back, and there's a panel of Peacekeeper 1 with these masks kind of cracked, and it's very much okay, they're going to show down. Like, it's not today, but it's happening. It's going to happen. And then we get the big stuff, which is Mayor Nakano announcing that he's outlawing vigilantes. He's given authority to the magistrate to take them out. And, so it's this really like moving all these big pieces forward. Simon Saint's plans all kind of coming to fruition. And
yeah, things are all working for him right now.
Yeah, I kind of dig as well that, when Batman's talking to them when they're patching up the little girl.
Squeak.
There you go.
I believe they're non-binary as well. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Are they?
I don't think it never explicitly says, but every single time it refers to them as them.
Okay.
Or they. So that was my assumption.
Oh, fair enough.
Also, I like the the gangster style name, Squeak for the one with the big canary cry.
So while they're patching them up, Batman is like, okay, you have to keep all these people safe because basically we can get them to testify that like Saint and the magistrate are actually behind the initial attack, that it was sort of designed to make them look like terrorists, right? That they were set up in the first place. So there's kind of like a game plan, there's kind of like a goal of like how to like solve all this mess and like sort of take the control back of the city away from Saint and possibly the mayor. But he believes that Peacekeeper's going after Scarecrow, and he's going to go and try and find Scarecrow. And this is where some of the best art in the issue might even start to creep in, is him arriving at this, at Arkham, and all the monitors watching Batman enter the building.
That green glow is some of the best coloring around. Like, just the way it feels so. It's not natural in the sense of realistic. This harsh green light, but just the way it hits the surface it's on, either the floor or whatever it is, just so good.
Yeah. And if I have one story complaint in this whole issue, it's just how dumb Simon Saint looks a little bit here when he's like, "Hey, our plan's working." He's talking via hologram to Scarecrow, and he's like shocked when Scarecrow immediately says, "No, we're not going to like calm the city back down so you can have a peaceful control." No. I've never felt this. This fear that I'm feeling is like second only to like wartime, and even then I'm about to surpass that. I need to keep going. Up, more fear.
Scarecrow wasn't trustworthy. What a shock.
Oh man, I have to say though, that full page of Scarecrow like needling Peacekeeper 1 in the head with like 10 needles at the same time.
I can't look at that page. I have to like tilt my head down and only look at the bottom half.
I mean, that's great, although I have to admit the following page actually overdoes it, or tops it, I should say. Because obviously it's the idea of this is what Peacekeeper's saying, and we get this like monstrous Scarecrow whose mouth has become like a vortex or something, and
it's incredible, isn't it?
The colours, you got the green behind him, which is kind of coming from the glow of the TVs, and then the purple coming from his mouth. And obviously it's all the ideas that the green obviously is really there in the world, but his mind is manipulating it into just being the backdrop of this.
Yeah, but it looks like a truly horrific, like Lovecraftian thing that the Peacekeeper one's imagining here. And oh man,
yeah,
it's rare to see fear gas done, justice like this.
Yeah, and I actually forgot about this because it's such a small moment at the bottom of this page. But Simon actually starts like coughing up whatever he's been drinking. The idea being that someone's, Scarecrow or whoever, so someone working for Scarecrow has poisoned him. So we'll come back to that, and I don't expect him to die from that. I expect it'll end up being okay, but
oh, definitely.
Let's feel like
we know
making
he's around later, right?
Yeah, although I'm still kind of in this place of like future state's a possible outcome of everything rather than an actual destination.
It is, but I think there's going to be more of a harder turning point away from, whereas like up till now, everything is still leading towards that, and we're not at the point of turning away from that until probably after the the event arc that's coming up.
Yeah, and then you have the fun stuff of Scarecrow being like, "I know you're there, Batman. Stop pretending. Just show yourself."
This I do love this design for Scarecrow.
Oh, it's great. I love the hat. I love the sort of the cloak and the almost the just the wood splinters and branches coming out of the back of the.
It's so extra, but I'm really feeling it. The stuff on the back.
Mm,
Even just the actual like the gas mask look of it though is kind of just so different.
yeah. So then he sort of like sets off his little trap, which sort of like caves in the skylight. Batman comes tumbling in, and the cliffhanger is that he's finally there, and Scarecrow's got him down on the ground. And it says next Fear State, so we're getting into some proper Fear State stuff. The actual
I imagine it's like a prelude issues next time.
It is because September is all the tie-in prelude stuff, and then I think October, maybe it's August, and maybe September's the start of the actual event. But the actual event starts like a month after a month of the prelude stuff that's in other books, and that's not this month.
As always, then basically.
Yeah, but that's not this month. So the actual event, if you want to call it that, doesn't start next month. It's the month after at least. But
right. Batman's still double shipping though, right?
It switches to double when the event starts.
Oh, okay.
Because it's single shipping.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought I had another issue before, but never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, I suspect it'll be Fear State prelude next issue, and then the full swing, month after.
I'm looking forward to it. We've been building to this pretty solidly for. Well, I mean, kind of
the whole arc
since the start of this year with the actual, Fear State, Future State event, like because that was like the Gotham corner of it. So I mean, we've kind of been building towards this for a while.
Yeah, and I think as much as I enjoyed some of the Future State stuff, I think the actual main story and the main book since it came back has been even better. So I'm actually really pumped, and I think it's done a great job world building, including all these new not guest stars, but supporting characters, I should say. And making me care just a little bit, like making me care about the one getting shot and the big guy getting beat down, and Miracle Molly feeling like more of a proper ally at this point, who might actually be there for Batman when he needs her, kind of thing, as opposed to if anything, the weirdest it ever felt was when it's okay, he's doing the Matches Malone thing, and they're sort of setting him up to like come meet them.
I do think like supporting cast has probably been the strongest point of Tynan's run.
Mm-hmm.
He's developing a whole bunch of characters that kind of people can use wherever they want. Like so you got Miracle Molly. We've had Clown Hunter. Oh god, I'm completely forgetting the one. The first one, the big one. She was the villain. She's in the backups in the Joker book.
Oh, Punchline.
Punchline. Thank you.
The first one, the big one, didn't give me anything. I'm like,
well, that was the one that kind of has more of a life outside of this book right now.
Sure, yeah. That's
then Ghostmaker as well, which I mean we like less, but I mean, still.
I've liked them all to varying degrees, though. I don't think any. I mean, in fact, Ghostmaker is the only one that I don't kind of like that much. The rest of them, Clown Hunter, Punchline, Miracle Molly, like they've all been varying degrees of like, oh, I like these characters. I'm into these. And Ghostmaker just feels a bit try hard, and the whole retcon into the backstory is the biggest issue that I kind of have with them. But, very good stuff though. I'm feeling the build to this, and it's been nice to be looking forward to Batman every month.
It's really solid monthly superhero comics, right?
Yes. And I think this is something that it'll be even better again in trade. I think when someone reads this for the first time and it's like these 6 issues just one after the other, it's going to flow really well.
I bet it will, yeah. It's been pretty consistent on the art as well for the most part.
Because I think
which always helps for that stuff.
Oh, of course, but I even think like those opening Scarecrow moments, it'll be the sort of thing that even plays better when you're reading it in trade, because it'll feel like you're checking back into it at a regular pace, as opposed to you wait a month and you go through a couple of pages before you get to the main story. When you're just jumping back to that for a couple of pages every 20 pages,
it might be more enticing of like, oh, what next? So. Yeah, I can see that.
I think that'll flow a little bit better that way. All right. What are you giving Batman 111?
I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Oh, I'll even one up you a little bit and go 8.5, I think. Really good stuff.